So today we're preparing Rachel for the INTRAcel RF microneedling procedure. And prior to starting, we cleanse her skin, and then we're going to apply a numbing cream to the area. And based on the numbing cream prescription, you allow it to sit based on the product recommendation. So for our purposes today, we're going to apply for 20 minutes. And then while the numbing cream is working, we'll talk a little bit about how microneedling works and what she should expect during and after the procedure. So Rachel, what we're going to be doing next is I'm going to be giving you this grounding pad. I'm just going to peel the plastic off, and you're going to place your hands on the metal part, and what that does is allows the radio frequency currency to travel a little bit deeper into your skin for a better result. So you can place your hands flat on that, both hands, just like that. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter in the passcode, and you can get that from your user guide with your system. Now we're going to choose between, the screen comes up and we have a choice between cut and coagulate. And with this procedure with microneedling, we'll always choose the coagulation, and this is our setting that comes up. On this side you have your preset, or your handpiece counter that can be reset to 0. Every time you turn your machine on and off, it will reset itself. Here we'll give you, when we attach the new tip, which is a 1-patient tip, can only be used once, it will show you that it's at 100%. This is your treatment level, and we can dial that in by choosing the plus or minus. At this point, you will actually take your tip and attach it to your INTRAcel handpiece. So once you're prepared to install the one-time use tip, we're going to open the little lever so that it's flopped down. You'll see where the little connection of the tip goes in, and you slide it in between the two slots, and the ribbon or the metal wire comes down here. Once it's in place, you'll click it into position. You'll tuck the little wire behind the metal bar on the handpiece, like so, and then you're going to connect the handpiece in. Once it's connected, you'll notice on the front of the screen that it says the tip is new, please confirm, and you press the confirm button. It immediately goes into the bipolar mode. With the INTRAcel, we have the ability to work bipolar or monopolar. With the bipolar, the energy is traveling between the 2 needles, or the 49 needles, more superficially and uniformly below the surface of the skin. With the monopolar, when you click on it, it asks you to confirm that you want to work in monopolar mode, and you press OK, and now we're in monopolar. How I like to describe it is when the needles are going into the tissue, the energy is going to be deployed at the distal end of the needle tip, and it'll encourage the energy to go deeper. As you can see, we have the INTRAcel tip connected. We have a dial that we will turn. You can turn it from either side to actually change the depth of penetration of the needles. For example, the 0.5 is the depth that we have it lined up for, as it's matching with the black arrows. If we want to work at 0.8, we will turn it so that the 0.8 lines up with the black arrows, and you can see that from both sides of the handpiece. The protocol will be multi-depths depending on the patient's skin condition. For acne, deep acne scars or deep lines and rhytids, you may start at the 1.5, do a full pass on the face, and then go to the 0.8 and the 0.5. Refer to your treatment guidebook and you'll see all the different settings that you can use for different indications. So we've set the INTRAcel to the monopolar settings. To change your treatment level, which will deliver the RF energy, you can toggle up by using the plus sign or toggle down by using the minus sign. For this treatment, we're going to use the level 4. Again, I would encourage you to read your installation manual, and each level it will give a description of the RF energy and the pulse duration. The 1.0 second or auto, because the system is being driven by a foot pedal, you can actually go into an automatic mode that when you press your foot pedal down, it will continue to pulse and gives you enough time to move from one spot to the next. If you don't feel comfortable, you can use one pulse with the pedal at a time. For this case, I will work at 0.8 seconds speed or a hertz rate during my treatment. I've also chosen to start with my 0.8 setting for my first pass. My second pass, I will switch my handpiece or tip to a 0.5 depth. Where she has a bit more acne scars or pitted scars, I may do a third or fourth pass at 1.5 or 0.8 again. Please refer to your user guide manual for these instructions. So what I've done here is I've completed the right side at the 0.8 depth and the second pass at the 0.5, and only using the 0.5 on the forehead because she doesn't have a lot of subcutaneous fat in the area and is just a little bit more comfortable. So as you can see, she's a little bit red with a little bit of pinpoint bleeding, which is very normal. I am going to choose a 0.8 for my first pass on the left side. I want to make sure that I'm holding the handpiece perpendicular to the skin. I put the machine in ready mode, perpendicular to the skin, and I depress. I allow the needles to enter into the skin and pop out before I move to my next location. If I do come out too soon, you will get an out of range message on the front of the screen. I will hit OK, and the machine will go back into ready mode. This makes sure that we are delivering the energy at the deepest depth that's been dialed in on your handpiece. One of the key features with INTRAcel is that it has what's called impedance intelligence. So the energy is consistent with every pulse, but also within each and every little needle that is being deployed. You can actually see the needles being depressed into the skin, and then they are retracted. Into the skin and retracted. So that's why it's very important that you're always on the epidermis perpendicular. One of the things that I use to help me along before I lift the handpiece is I watch this little cable bounce forward and then bounce back. And when it bounces back, then I know I can move to my next spot. When doing your treatment, you want to make sure that you have a good overlap from your previous line that you treated, but also between each little pulse. So good overlap by 10 to 15% is important to have a uniform treatment. There's two types of post-treatment care plan that we can add to Rachel's treatment. You can actually add a calming serum, an antioxidant serum, an anti-redness serum, or even as aggressive and progressive as a stem cell serum if approved in your country or province. The other thing that you can do is add on PRP, and that's it.